It's 2017. The LMP1 era is at its peak when Kamui Kobayashi smashes the Le Mans lap record in his Toyota TS050. That same season, Porsche, the new champions, decided to create the most ridiculous car in existence, the Porsche 919 Hybrid Evo. This car lapped the entire Nordschleife in just over 5 minutes and briefly held the Spa lap record until Lewis Hamilton took it away in 2020 by just 0.6 of a second. Now, for obvious reasons, the 919 Evo is going to beat the Le Mans lap record, but I want to find out just how much faster it really is. So let's go ahead and give it a try. That is really not a comfy way to sit.
So we're just going to come towards the end of our little outlap here. I've run the whole thing with no deploy, so we should have a full MG UK battery ready to go on very high deploy. As we come through the Ford chicanes for the first time, I'm going to get onto the start-finish straight and accelerate, crank the MG UK up to high, and the acceleration is just absolutely mental. I mean, put the MG UK all the way up to very high now, braking into the Dunlop chicane. Over the curbs, use a big chunk of them. And on the power, use lots of the exit curb. Down into the S's. Jesus. Fourth gear, hook it round. So much downforce in this car. Now into Turret Rouge, probably don't even need to lift that much. Good exit, probably could be way quicker though. Now we're up into 7th gear, onto the Mulsanne straight already, and we're like just 40 seconds into the lap. Now it's here on the Mulsanne straight that you get a very, very short moment to breathe, but with how fast these cars are nowadays, it's not that long. So past 200 meter board, braking by that gap in the fence, that's my usual reference. We can brake later than that. Wow, you can carry so much speed through there. I did that so slowly. Up into 7th gear yet again. Blasting down the straight, hugging the right side. If you sit in the middle of the track over that white line, you actually end up scraping the bottom of your car, which can maybe give you some better top speed, but you don't really want to drag your car along it. Into the braking zone, hop a bit of that curb, down to 2nd. Good acceleration out the corner. Absolutely ridiculous speed. This thing is genuinely nuts. Now into the Mulsanne corner, braking super late. We can brake so much later as well. That's ridiculous. Accelerating out of it as hard as we can. 280 Ks already. Just insane top speed. Now we're coming towards Indianapolis. This is where Kevin Estre flew past an LMP2 car in his qualifying run and still somehow got pole. And I do proudly say that I was at Indianapolis in real life at the very moment that he did that, and I saw it happen live, and it was one of the best things ever. Now flying out of Arnage, I mean, we were there for so short, I barely even remember it. Coming towards the Porsche curves, these should be very quick. Down maybe 1 gear. Yep, 6th gear is pretty good. We got so much downforce. Keeping it flat. Up to 7th gear in the Porsche curves is insane. Taking the right hand up, into the left. Good bit of rotation. And now towards the Ford chicanes. I mean, this is an absolutely absurd lap. It's easy to send it a little bit too hard in the Ford chicanes, especially when you see that green delta. And onto the start-finish straight. Cross the line with a 3:13. So we have just beaten the record, but only by a second, which is not that much in all fairness. So clearly, Kobayashi is an absolute demon. But this also suggests that we have a few little areas of improvement. And I reckon with enough work, I can probably get this under a 3:10. Alright, so once again, we're going to approach the Ford chicanes. I'm hoping we have enough fuel, because I did end up pushing quite a bit on my outlap. And I'm going to whack that MG UK up to very high straight away, so that when we get onto this straight, I can just floor it. Oh, awful start to the lap. That might not help. Ran a little bit wide on that curb. It's okay. Open up turn 1. Use all that curb. Turn in. Brake in a straight line. Again, open it up using the curb. Fly over these two. Use lots of exit. Just send it with this downforce. Fourth gear yet again. Just keeping my foot planted as best as I can. See, is this flat? Turd Rouge is flat. Oh my. I was not expecting that. I was thinking I was going to have to restart that lap because I was going to crash, but you know, I tried it and it worked. So that just shows how nuts this car is. I don't know if it would do that in real life. I don't doubt it though. We're flying along the last bit of the Mulsanne now, over 300 Ks, and we're going to send it into Mulsanne corner, brake as late as I'm comfortable, which is about there. Just about make it. Probably overslowed on the apex. Into Indianapolis, brake nice and late. Third gear will probably do it. Throttle out of it, use all that exit. Brake. Oh, we sent it a bit deep. Use lots of that curb, not ideal. Sort of missed the apex for Arnage. But I still reckon that going flat out through Turd Rouge has probably saved so much lap time. Here, once again, I'm just going to go down one gear. And just flat out the whole way. This is absolutely nuts. Oh, on the grass, not a great idea. And I've accidentally gone up a gear. Oh, took that little sign with us. Not a very clean Porsche curves. Into the 4 chicanes. Send it over the curbs. Oh, awful. We invalidated it, but we did a 3-minute 7 second. It wasn't clean. We invalidated it right at the end by sending it over that curb just a little bit too far. But a 3-minute 7, that is incredible. Now, even though I've already beaten it by 7 seconds, it was a red lap, it wasn't valid, and the competitive part of me kind of hopes I can get a 3:05. Now, that might be a push, I don't know, but I want to try. Come on, flat. Oh, just about. Alright, just have to remember to send it in these braking zones, so just before the 100-meter board. Staying in third gear, because it's got more than enough acceleration. Probably still could have carried more speed there. I reckon if I brake a little bit later, or maybe even just brake less, generally. Now into the second Mulsanne chicane. I always feel like this one feels quite different to the first, even though they're very similar corners in principle. Early on throttle, use lots of that curb. Kept it clean though, that was pretty good. That is a flying exit. Now again, want to brake so late, but it's scary because I don't want to overshoot. Slowed a bit too much on the apex, I think. But the rotation wasn't too bad. Up to 7th gear. Can't help but feel like we're losing a bit of acceleration in 7th. I might be shifting to it too quickly. Might be worth letting 6th run for a bit longer. But oh well, we're almost at the end of the lap. So into Indianapolis. Flat out. Brake really hard. And again, I could definitely brake later. It's just so hard to commit. And then, oh no, I've overshot Arnage. Oh, we're going to have to go again. We have to go again. I mean, realistically, we have to go again. Come on now. Come on. Flat. Just about. Jeez. And a bit of sweat's actually just dripped into my eyeball. Unless that's a tear. Okay. That's the first bit done. Now we've got to do the rest of the lap. So, super late. On the power. Again, the car doesn't even feel like it's being pushed that hard through there. I can definitely go quicker. but I'm struggling to get a feel for the brakes and for the rotation of the car. I generally do struggle to feel the cars on Assetto Corsa, especially compared to iRacing. Right, nice and late yet again. Third gear. Throttle out of it. Oh, this car hates curbs. Tried to brake around the kink there. There's a very slight kink in the curbing on the right. Tried using that as my marker. Now, this time I need to remember, Indianapolis, we can brake later. Arnage, I need to brake earlier. I don't really have any markers set in stone because this thing's just so absurd. That wasn't even near the quickest I could have done that. Okay, but we got out of Arnage cleanly, didn't take it too deep. Didn't overshoot. And now towards the Porsche curves, very close to the end of the lap. Almost no fuel in the car. So I'm going to just down one gear. Barely any braking, flat out in 6th. And then here I'm just going to slightly coast and I'm not even going to brake or shift down. And once again here as well, just use lots of the curb. That was probably as quick as that can physically go. Into the Ford chicane. Just don't mess it up, especially the last bit. No! Oh no! Oh! No! Oh, you absolute numpty. Oh. Oh well. I'm not doing any more. But we did a 3-minute 6.6, which I think is about a second quicker than what we did before. And that's even with us just falling onto the gravel at the end. So I think a 3-minute 5 is most definitely possible, but maybe by someone a bit better than me. Either way, we still beat the fastest Le Mans lap record by almost 10 seconds, which just shows how absurd this car is. If you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a sub, leave a like, leave a comment, all those good things. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.